The corridors of the Zephyrian mining station were dark, echoing with the distant hum of machinery. Sparks from failing conduits flickered across the walls, illuminating the narrow passageways in erratic bursts. In the shadows, Kayla crouched, her pulse pounding. She had been captured by the scavenger raiders 3 days ago, a group notorious for exploiting colonists and enslaving survivors. Each day had been a trial, a careful balance of endurance and defiance. They had mocked her relentlessly, delighting in fear, assuming that weakness was all they needed to see. But Kayla had a plan. Earlier that morning, the raiders had cornered her in the supply bay. One had leaned over, smirking, and whispered, "Beg, girl. Tell us you are nothing. Admit you're ours." Kayla had looked him in the eye. "Please don't hurt me again," she had said, voice soft but firm. The raiders had laughed, their guttural chuckles bouncing off the metal walls. "Ha! She thinks pleading will save her," one sneered. Pathetic. Yet while they mocked, Kayla had been observing. Every guard's movement, every patrol pattern, the way the power cells hummed. Her captors were careless, overconfident. They underestimated her because she had begged. They assumed begging was submission. By mid-afternoon, Kayla had memorized the layout. The central reactor chamber was lightly guarded, and the main control console was within reach of a power conduit that she had discovered earlier. If she could trigger the emergency protocols, the entire station could be plunged into temporary lockdown, giving her the opening she needed. Her plan was simple in theory: bait, strike, and escape. But simplicity was dangerous when lives, even her own, were at stake. As dusk approached, the raiders gathered in the common hall, celebrating their supposed dominance over her. The room smelled of scorched food and burning oil. They mocked her once more, imitating her trembling, laughing at her fear. Kayla remained calm, feigning weakness, letting her chest rise and fall visibly with a slow, careful rhythm. She let them believe she was broken, pliable. Then she moved. One quick step, and she was at the doorway, eyes fixed on the control console. The guards noticed too late. She had already ripped a conduit loose, short-circuiting the power feed. Alarms screamed, red lights flashing. "Intruder! Stop her!" the lead raider shouted, but Kayla had already activated the lockdown sequence. Bulkhead doors slammed, isolating the raiders in smaller sections of the station. Panic erupted. Kayla ran, slipping through corridors she had memorized. Sparks rained around her as the station shuddered under the automated safety protocols. She passed storage rooms and bypassed security drones, moving like a shadow among shadows. Behind her, the raiders cursed and banged against the newly sealed doors. Their laughter was gone, replaced by fear they had not anticipated. She reached the observation deck, the large window showing the vast expanse of Zephyria's red-orange horizon. The transport shuttle waited below, her ticket to freedom. One last guard blocked her path, a brute with cybernetic arms and glowing eyes. "You think you can leave?" he growled. Kayla paused, catching her breath. "I think you underestimated me." The guard lunged. She sidestepped, using his momentum to hurl him into the bulkhead. Sparks flew from his cybernetic limbs as he crashed to the floor. Kayla leaped onto the shuttle, slamming the hatch closed behind her. The engines roared, and the shuttle lifted from the station. Kayla watched as the lockdown protocols sealed the raiders inside. She didn't look back. There was no need. She had survived because they had mocked her, because they believed begging was weakness. As she soared into the sky, the first stars of Zephyria's night twinkled into view. She allowed herself a small smile. In the following weeks, Kayla transmitted evidence of the raid to the Interstellar Coalition. The raiders' operations were dismantled, and their leaders arrested. Her testimony, bolstered by her recordings and the evidence of the station's automated logs, ensured that none of the captors could claim innocence. Her actions inspired others in the colony. The story of the girl who had been mocked, yet turned fear into courage, spread across Zephyria and neighboring worlds. Children whispered her name in awe, miners told tales of her daring in secret, and the coalition praised her bravery in official bulletins. Kayla herself did not dwell on fame. She returned to the colony, to the people she had helped protect. Yet the memory of the moment she had begged and been mocked remained etched in her mind. It was a reminder that courage often required humility, patience, and the keen observation of one's enemies. And sometimes, what appeared to be weakness was the first step toward victory. Years later, when scouts and new recruits trained in the dangers of frontier colonies, the instructors told the story of Kayla, a girl who had faced mocking, fear, and seemingly insurmountable odds, and had survived through intelligence, courage, and the quiet audacity to act when the moment came. She begged for mercy, the instructors would say, voice low, and they laughed. But moments later, her actions changed everything. The moral endured. In a galaxy of warriors, mercenaries, and tyrants, the underestimated often hold the greatest power.